John?
You guys ready in the back?
First of all, I really want to congratulate you guys on the great press conference yesterday. The fact that you guys asked me about the ACC Challenge, I thought that was a great observation on y'all's part. You guys are on top of it. You guys did a really good job.
Thanks, Rick.
You know, you guys-
We worked really hard.
Yeah, you worked really hard. I mean, that was a little bit of news yesterday, but, you know, nothing personal, you know.
Who wants to start us off? Let's go Ben and Mike.
Rick, what you think about the ACC? No, I'm kidding. They're just what you see offensively in the first half, and then what changed there in the second half.
You know, the one thing we talked about, we wanted to be aggressive, we wanted to run, we wanted to push tempo, we wanted to play quicker. We knew that they did exactly what we've talked about for 2 days, and they do a great job of it. They're zone, they're very active. When you play as much zone as they play, they know how to make the adjustments to what you're doing. Whether early we were attacking the middle hard, and we told our guys that they're going to come double from the wings, put it on the short corner, they're going to double. And we worked hard on trying to catch the ball in a ready position to either pass or shoot it. But, you know, in the first half, you make a couple threes and make your free throws, you have a different feel to the game. But the one thing that we didn't let the fact that we weren't very good on offense in the first half affect our defense. I thought our effort defensively was good throughout for the most part. Gave up offensive rebounds, but some of that had to do with some tough shots that were thrown up and they come off differently, but got to give them credit for running those down. And but second half we started playing the pace that we had talked about that we wanted to play with from the beginning.
Rick, I don't know if you saw this big announcement the other day about the SEC and the ACC forming a challenge in the coming years here. Just wanted to get your reaction to that news.
I learned a long time ago that day-old news is no news, okay? Rob, is that all right?
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Obviously, growing up in this part of the country and understanding the history of the ACC and in the Southeastern Conference, I think is great. I do. I think it's great because you go back and look at one time how many of these two leagues were in. I think it was the Southern Conference many years ago. But the regional, I think it's really good. I think it's going to be good for both leagues. I think it's going to be great for TV, fans, everybody, and I'm excited that we're at that point with it.
Coach Julian is doing a lot of things good, but for a freshman to get to the line like he does, did you know that coming in? Did you expect that?
Well,
He could shoot that ball in the free throw?
You know, we told him down while we were in the Bahamas, we felt like he was driving to get fouled as opposed to driving to score, and he really made a real conscious effort, I thought, in the Southern Cal game. And in the Kansas game, I thought fatigue was a real factor with him. You know, 3 games in 3 days against 3 high-level teams, and I didn't think he was shied away from the stage against Kansas. I just thought he was really tired. But yet, he still was trying those last 2 games there to drive and score, and I thought he was doing that tonight. I thought he missed a few shots tonight again with maybe fatigue a little bit, but I'm not surprised with what he does because he brings it every day. He's trying to get better.
Is there any level of surprise how locked in, kind of consistently this team has been defensively so early in the season?
Well, we talked about our depth, and tonight, regardless of what the score was, we said, hey, you don't do your job, you're coming out of the game defensively. Whether it's a missed free throw block out, whether it's you didn't rebound the ball, whatever it may be, blow-bys, you know, and it wasn't a lot, but we're still trying to get this team to totally understand their roles, and but it's a defensive mentality. We have to have it. I mean, you think about it. I mean, again, we struggled to score tonight. You got to give them credit for that. But I don't think it was so much struggling to score. It was with decisions. You know, our perimeter guys were, again, now they started putting too much pressure on our inside players. I mean, they had chances, and I said to them at halftime, if we were playing a game and we're running man offense and you had that look, would you take it? And they said, yes, well, you got to shoot the ball. And, I mean, guys, when you get good looks at it, you got to shoot it. And the one thing we didn't want to do in our guards got us stagnant trying to throw the ball in there, and the guys were moving, but they don't have anything to do with it when they get it. And but the defensive mentality that we've had, and again, we've still got to get better. I will tell you that. I mean, I could tell you 18 offensive rebounds means there was 18 possessions we didn't finish it. So we've got to obviously clean that up.
How has Julian's defensive rebounding improved in the last couple weeks?
It has, but I was on him hard tonight because I thought we had a couple possessions there where 4 guys, we'd have had a 5-second count if he'd have played hard 1 more second. I mean, that's where he's got to continue to grow and understand that when we got, especially when you got Santi and Shaq and Zakai out there, and Tyreek, you know, and he's at the 4. He can't be the guy they can bail out to, and but he'll learn that because again, he's a great teammate, and he knows that again he set the bar high for himself, and we certainly have a high bar for him. But he's learning, I think, probably more than anything, how to deal with cardio toughness, probably as much as anything.
Rick, how difficult is it to sort of coach young people or get them to understand that bad offense doesn't have to mean bad defense too? Or is it as simple as saying if you don't play defense, you're not going to play, or is it more than that?
No, I think we talk a lot about how can you affect a game. I mean, we all know, you've been around the game, all you guys have been around. There's some nights you can't make a shot. I mean, it's just the way it is. And some teams I've had, if they didn't make the shot, they struggled. But, you know, you can always impact a game. You always can by doing your job, details, creating something. Defensively, you should never have an off night defensively, ever. I mean, that's just mental toughness, paying attention to a scout report coming in, your mental mindset makeup before the game. I think it's critical how you think from the time, you know, we start our prep, but after we have a walk through and as you get ready, that 4-hour period right in there, I think it's critical. And I will tell you, we're around these guys so much, you almost have a really good feel when you feel like they've got it when they have it. And we talked a lot about it. We're going to be the team coming into this game that we want to be. We got to continue to raise the bar for us. But there are certain things that are non-negotiable. There really is. If they don't do certain things, they know they're coming out of the game on certain things. They do, and because some of that is non-negotiable.
Coach, what can you say about Jonas's presence inside? Seems like most of the shots that go up.
He's getting better. He's going to have to play quicker with the ball. And I told him, I said, hey, when you're out there with 4 guards, we don't need a 5th jump shooter. We need somebody to come in here and do something close to the rim. And I mean, he's a factor on defense close to the rim. He should be a factor on offense close to the rim. But he's got to get off his feet quicker with the ball. And he's got to play quicker from his shoulders over his head. And but the way he affects things on the defense around the rim, I think he should be that effective on offense too.
Coach, you got 5 guys with 5 rebounds or more tonight. Is that how you think you're going to have to get it done on the glass?
Well, I like that with every team. I mean, we tell them when that shot goes up, we expect a block out, but we expect pursuit of the ball. We got to go get it. We got to have, and then we've got sometimes 3 guys, 4 guys out there. If they get the ball, we're going to go with it, and as opposed to waiting for an outlet pass. But we want all 5 guys pursuing the ball every time that shot goes up.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, McNeese State came in this game dead last in free throw percentage in D1 basketball. Does knowing that sending them to strike kind of doesn't have as bad as consequences as other teams would have? Does that kind of change the aggression on the defensive side?
Every time out, I said I want to continue to play hard without fouling. We do it every game. We talk about playing hard without fouling. We don't want to put people on the free throw line. We think we can play hard without fouling, and we think if we can handle the ball the way we should and get our early gap defense set and be ready to make plays there. But again, we don't like to foul, and we're going to do everything we can not to foul, regardless of what the numbers say, whether they're good, bad, somewhere in between. We just want to play hard defensive basketball without fouling.
Finish up with Wes.
Rick, how important is it for a team to kind of go about its business and you go from the Battle for Atlantis to some of those big games? Everyone knows the Maryland game and the Arizona game coming up. With these 3 games here that you've had, how important is it for guys to kind of keep doing the same thing and taking it seriously?
Well, I think it's really, I told BJ, who I thought went in and really tried to play hard tonight, other than the exception he had a chance to go make a play on a ball, he didn't, and gave up a basket. And Tobey, this is a big week for those guys. And those minutes, when we said it, the last 4 minutes when they were in there, we just kept talking about how valuable these minutes are right now. And they better show us they can guard on the defensive end. We're not concerned about not one of your offense right now. We want to see if you're in tune with what we're trying to get done defensively right now. So I think these games are important for a lot of reasons. I think they're important to see what kind of consistency that we can start developing as a team. And again, our message to them before the game was, are we mentally tough enough to raise our standard within ourselves? Can we look at ourselves and say, how can we get better regardless of who we're playing? And the attitude, I thought the defensive mindset was there. We weren't as aggressive on the offensive end tonight, especially in the first half, as we should have been.
All right, Coach, thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys.